Chapter 1. A silent shift. Have you ever felt this way, suddenly waking up from a dream in the early morning? You didn't have a nightmare, but you broke out in a cold sweat. You felt something was wrong with your body, not pain, not numbness, but wrong position. The left side does not belong to you. From yogis to mystics, from neurology to oriental medicine, many people have quietly recorded. The left side of the body seems to be connected to another consciousness channel, and most of us have lived our lives in the logic, actions, and control of the right side, but have never really walked into the left side, the suppressed, forgotten, but always existing self. But this is not just a philosophical proposition. At some point after you were born, your consciousness shifted. Your magnetic field was slightly skewed. The energy slipped from the midline, and you began to become right-leaning. And the price of this shift may be quietly changing your life. Chapter 2. The Fault. Line on the left in a high mountain village. In eastern Tibet, there lives a little boy named Tenzin. He started talking at the age of 2, but never used the word I. He said, "This is not me." The villagers thought he was just a child, until one day, he began to refuse to touch anything with his left hand. He cried and said, "That was the hand of my previous self. I don't want to touch memories anymore." He was not sick, nor was he possessed by evil spirits. The old lama in the local temple said, the soul of this child was cut in half when he entered the body. He lives on the right side in this life, but the left side remains in another period of time. They call it left side soul breaking. A soul actively cuts off the left side of its energy due to fear or unfinished trauma when it is reincarnated, so as to live only in half of reality. This is not a mysterious legend. Modern neuroscience has actually found clues. Scientific perspective. Your brain is actually unbalanced. The left brain controls logic, language, and sense of time, and is the center of doing. The right brain controls perception, intuition, and sense of connection, and is the center of being. Under anxiety, trauma, or social education, we are systematically trained to use only the left brain. That is, our consciousness is biased to the right, and the energy is disconnected. Your consciousness moves out of the center of the body and focuses on logic, control, and achievement. But at the same time, you lose the ability to resonate, feel, and heal. You may be successful, but feel empty. You can explain everything, but you can't really live. The left side of your body is quietly protesting. You may have experienced these, but didn't care. The left shoulder is constantly tense, but the right side is relaxed. The left eye often has a slight blurred vision. The left footsteps are always unstable. When meditating, the energy never flows through the left leg. Complaints often press up from the left shoulder, and the left side enters the dark first in dreams. These are all the body's reminders to you. There is you, and you have left it on the left. And if you ignore this deviation, life will begin to unbalance. You always feel the need to control, explain, and move forward, but you can never get around some kind of emptiness. You try spiritual practice and energy healing, but it always seems that only half of it works. You will never find the complete you on the road of pursuing who I am, because you haven't found it yet. The left side of your body, the half of yourself that you didn't allow to live. Chapter 3. The moment of returning to the left side. Her name is Maya, from Portugal, and she is a 32-year-old yoga teacher. From the outside, she is the kind of person who is awakened in the Vanwandi spiritual world, clean, calm, and meditates all year round. The community also calls her an energy stabilizer. But inside her, there's a sense of tearing that has lasted for 10 years. I can guide other people's energy, but I have never really felt my own existence. She participated in a deep hypnosis regression, and everything was normal at the beginning, until the guide asked her to feel the left side of the body. At that moment, Her body trembled violently, and tears fell from the corners of her eyes. She whispered, "There lives a little girl who has never been allowed to speak." Then, images emerged. She saw herself at the age of 4, huddled in a corner amid her mother's scolding. From that day on, she wrote with her right hand, dealt with the world with logic, and hid her sadness with a smile. But she sealed herself, the part that could really feel, fear, and cry, on the left side of her body. At that moment, she realized her left side was not a muscle or an organ, but an exiled inner child, a self that she sacrificed for survival. She cried and said, "It turns out that I am not empty, I am halfway off." After the hypnosis ended, the first thing she did was to draw a picture for herself with her left hand. There was no skill, but she said, "This is the first time I have touched the world with my true self. This is the essence of conflict. The deviated consciousness will eventually return to you with a sense of loss." Some people always feel incomplete, but don't know why. Some people have long-term fatigue on one side of their body, but there is no abnormality in the examination. Some people have been controlling and moving forward all their lives, but suddenly collapsed at a weak moment. Because we have never allowed the left side of ourselves to go home. The cost of conflict is not just physical discomfort, long-term. Deviation of consciousness brings not only energy imbalance, but also emotional repression. You use reason to suppress feelings, but you cannot really heal relationship difficulties. You use logic to deal with emotions and cannot establish a deep connection. Spiritual bottleneck. No matter how much you practice, your energy cannot pass through the left seal. Identity dislocation. You live as the expected you, instead of the real you. In the end, you become a fully functional person, but an individual with a broken soul. Chapter 4. Why did the ancients only give you half of the body? Let's look at another detail. In ancient China, left was yin and right was yang. In ancient Egypt, the statues of gods mostly held the scepter on the right, and the left hand held the weight of the heart. And in the ancient Indian Bhagavad Gita, the destination of the soul is hidden in the left axis of the body. Why do almost all ancient civilizations hint to us the left side is a hidden passage? It's not a coincidence. The ancients did not regard the body as a mechanical part, but as a microcosm of a bipolar universe. The right side is the yang side, which is explicit and is your manifestation in the outside world. The left side is the yin side, which is latent and is your connection with the source of the soul. And the shift in consciousness is the most secretive cutting behavior in human history. We are not forgetting the left side, but the entire social structure, belief system, and educational language deliberately weaken the power of the left side, making you live more functionally, but losing your sensitivity and creativity. So here comes the question: if the left side is the circuit of the soul, if we are guided away from it since birth. If all your fatigue, emptiness, and stagnation at this moment come from this shift. Are you still willing to continue to live in only half of your body?
Chapter 5. Awakening. Starting from the left side, your left side has never really left you. It is just like a forgotten child, silently waiting for you to look back, and now is the moment for you to look back. Step 1. Awareness. Stop autopilot, close your eyes. It is not meditation, nor spiritual practice. Just gently focus on the left side of your body. Left toes, left calf, left shoulder, left fingers. Feel there. Is there a kind of silence that you have never dared to enter? Don't try to do anything, just see. This is the first step to reunite with your lost self. You will be surprised. The left side of the body is quieter and more real than you thought. Step 2. Writing. Say the sentence you haven't said with your left hand. Take a piece of paper and write a sentence with your left hand, not for neat handwriting, but to let the left side of you say a sentence that has never been said. Maybe, I don't want to control so much anymore. I'm tired. I want to be seen. I've actually been waiting for you. You will find that the sentences written by this hand are irrational and illogical, but they hit the heart directly. This is the voice of your soul outside the language of the right brain. Step 3. Breathing, awakening the left energy. Channel, lie down and put your hands on your navel. When you inhale, imagine that the energy enters from the sole of your left foot, passes through your left leg, left waist, left chest, and comes to your heart. When you exhale, gently send out the breath with a hint of tenderness and release. Repeat 8 times. You will feel that the left side of your body begins to heat up. This is not an illusion, but the nervous system begins to reconnect the neglected energy channel. This is the beginning of finding back. Step 4. Look in the mirror, see another you in your left eye. Stand in front of the mirror and focus on your left eye. At first you will feel strange and uncomfortable, and even want to look away. But please hold on for 15 seconds. You will suddenly see there is a softer and more real you hidden in your left eye, maybe more tired, but more honest, quieter, but more bright. This is you. You exist not to cater to others, not to achieve goals, not to survive. Step 5. Belief. You are qualified to be complete if you only live on one side in this life. It is not called living, it is just running. You have the right, not just to become a better self, but to become a complete you, a you who has the perception of the left side and the action of the right side at the same time, who can dream and land, can control and feel, can be strong and vulnerable. You don't need to awaken to the light in the eyes of others. What you need is to awaken to your forgotten other half. Chapter 6. When you wake up on the left side, reality begins to respond to you. 3 months later, Maya wrote a paragraph and posted it on her social page. I finally understood that what I had always wanted to heal was not the trauma, but the self that had never been allowed to live. She had been hiding on the left side of my body, waiting for me to choose her. She said that the most obvious change was not that her body became healthier, that her meditation became deeper, or that her energy became stronger. But I no longer felt that I was separate. When talking to friends, she could stop and feel. When facing her parents, she did not automatically protect herself for the first time. When creating, it suddenly became as smooth as if her left hand was writing words from her soul for her. Said, reality is no longer just a result, but a resonance. This transformation was not experienced by her alone. We have received thousands of messages saying, after finding my left side, my dreams began to glow. The old wounds that had been unable to heal suddenly softened. The emotional relationship became more real, and I dared to admit my fear. Energy healing is no longer a skill, but the whole body moves on its own. I finally feel that I am no longer a person who is missing a piece. Why does reality change? Because you have restored the integration state. In integration, the magnetic field is symmetrical again. The neurons are linked to start the central axis resonance, and the soul no longer expresses itself in a split way. Scientific language would say, you have restarted the left symmetrical information transmission of the heart-brain-gut axis. Spiritual language would say, you have finally made the body a complete container for the soul. You can continue to survive by logic and inertial reaction throughout your life. Or, starting today, let the left side of the body return, so that the energy is no longer biased, so that you are no longer just running well, but living completely. Don't live only in the world on the right side. There is nothing wrong there, but there is only half of you there. The other half of you, breathing in the dark, whispering in dreams, crying in your left eye, whispering in every moment when you want to give up disguise. Do you see me? Will you take me home? If you are willing, start practicing the left side regression rule in the video today. And you are welcome to write down your feelings of waking up on the left side in the comment area. We will continue to explore in future videos. The magnetic field map of the body. Practical methods for left and right. Brain resonance. Left line connection method with dreams, souls, and past lives. How to project the integrated self into reality. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and forward to the friend who often feels that something is missing, because the moment you find your left side, the whole universe is returning to its place for you.